All right, they are cases that can linger for decades. Missing persons, unidentified human remains, and no one knows exactly how many of either there are here in Colorado. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
I'm Kim Christensen. Later this week, state investigators hope to collect DNA and other evidence that they hope will help solve some of those mysteries. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates joins us. And so, Kevin, what's the goal here? What do they want to do?
Well, Kim and Phil, it's that maybe they can solve some mysteries that already exist, and that as new cases of unidentified remains emerge, they'll have a better chance of figuring out who those people are. Along Boulder Creek in 1954, hikers found a young woman's battered and bruised body. Her face was unrecognizable, and her name remained a mystery for more than half a century. Then a DNA test in 2009 finally revealed her identity. Dorothy Gay Howard, 18 years old, from Phoenix.
I think from an unidentified remains standpoint, it's important to give those people their names back.
Audrey Simpkins is an investigative analyst at the Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
So just bringing that answer, that name back is really important in those cases.
According to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, NamUs, human remains of at least 88 people in Colorado have not been identified.
I think that number seems a little low to me, honestly.
Whatever the actual number, Simpkins and CBI want to do something about it. On Thursday, they're asking people who have a missing loved one to give them DNA for testing in the hope of solving existing and future mysteries.
If we don't know where those remains are today, maybe 5, 10, 15 years from now, maybe even 6 months from now, we have more information and we can start connecting those dots early on.
Connecting them in the hope that other families don't have to wait as long as Dorothy Howard's did for answers. Thursday's open house is being held in Arvada. We have more information about that at 9news.com. The CBI is also interested in collecting family photos and medical and dental records in these cases. As for DNA, Simpkins said she understands some people may have questions about what their samples could be used for and about a scandal involving a now former CBI DNA analyst who's facing criminal charges. She said she would be happy to discuss those concerns with anyone at Thursday's event. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
And when you go back to that case in Boulder, Kevin, Dorothy Howard, did they ever identify a killer?
Sort of, Kim. Investigators believe a man named Harvey Glattman, a serial killer who was executed in California in the late 1950s, is likely her killer, but they have never developed enough evidence to say definitively that it was him. He was in Colorado at that time.
Okay, so some answers, but it's that identification that's so important. Okay, thank you, Kevin. This is all developing within the last few minutes. Just this afternoon, the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files could happen really soon. Senate just now unanimously passed the measure, as did Congress earlier, to force this release, the House of Representatives.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the measure passed the House this afternoon with only one Republican, Clay Higgins of Louisiana, voting against it.
The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
You could hear some of the cheering there in the background as the House passed that measure. Some of the victims were actually in the gallery watching the vote. The Senate wasted no time, surprisingly, already passing the measure just within the last few minutes, as Kim mentioned. If signed into law by the president, it would require the Justice Department to release all unclassified records related to Epstein in the next 30 days.
New at 4, a 25-year-old man has been arrested accused of hitting a CDOT worker in a construction zone. This happened at 11:30 on eastbound I-70 east of Strasburg. Colorado State Patrol says the driver hit the worker while he was fixing a guardrail. The driver tried running away but was later caught. He's now facing charges for careless driving and leaving the scene. The CDOT worker is in the hospital. We're working to find out more about their status. Taking a live look outside, another sunny day, cooler around the metro area, but what's missing? Snow. Still no snow. We're like practically coming up on the late days of November at this time. At least next week is Thanksgiving, so that always tells you.
It certainly doesn't feel like Thanksgiving weather. Also missing today, Kathy, my jacket.
Right?
I had it with me but I left it in the car for most of the day.
And I didn't hear you complaining about it.
Not at all. You will never hear me complaining
Right?
about not wearing a jacket in November.
I know, that's the thing. This weather makes everything easier, but it's weirdly warm and dry for almost the holidays. And so who doesn't want a little holiday snow? Or rain, or any kind of moisture for that case. Well, we are tracking a storm that could bring some changes at the end of this week and another storm for Thanksgiving week. Outside right now, that sun's going down about 40 minutes. So just enough cloud cover out there. I think we should be in for a nice treat tonight. They were taking turns up there at the Loveland ski area. There we go. There's looks like a little kiddo taking some turns coming down the hill. Who wouldn't love a little more snow for the upcoming holiday? And it's hard to keep snow on the ground with temperatures this warm. 63 degrees in Denver this afternoon, about 10 degrees warmer than average, and also amplified by the increase in southerly winds coming in ahead of a storm system that may bring some southern mountain snow starting tomorrow. Our cloud cover really has not been non-existent. I mean, for the most part in downtown Denver. So we saw those numbers soar into the 60s today. We'll have those clouds kind of move in and out, but the bigger change comes on Thursday with some beneficial rain for Denver. We're going to start with rain. We'll take every drop we need it, and it may be cold enough to mix with snow Friday morning, which would be something. Temperatures trending comfortable over the next few hours, and your weather headline: after a dry Tuesday and Wednesday, we're tracking a mountain snow producer and maybe the first flakes of snow for Denver of the season. We'll talk all about the timing and impact coming up.
Kathy, thank you. Are you considering getting your child an electric bike or mini bike as a holiday gift? The city of Arvada wants to make sure you are aware of some concerns just in time for National Injury Prevention Day.
Anytime you have a device that can travel 40, 50 miles an hour, you have a kid who's underage, doesn't have driving experience, there's obvious safety concerns. Couple that with potential careless, reckless behavior, popping wheelies, driving these pretty crazy through parks, you have potential for a bad accident to happen.
Yeah, so as you hear, the city of Arvada and police are getting the word out, though they're through their education program. Their focus, of course, safety when using scooters, mopeds, and electric bikes. They should suggest parents do some research. Many may be surprised to find out where to ride legally is actually limited. Some cities have restrictions on where they can be operated without a license and insurance. They also stress the importance of supervision to make sure they're operated safely.
A home remodel in Lakewood led to quite the adventure for a family cat. Take a look at these pictures shared by West Metro Fire Rescue. Firefighters were called to Rainy Valley neighborhood near Alameda and Jewel over the weekend. Cat got himself stuck behind a wall. Firefighters used thermal imaging to track down the kitty's exact hiding spot and then carefully cut out a part of the drywall to get to him. The family was doing remodeling in another room, and they say the cat just slid through an opening and got stuck. All is well. He was rescued safely. New video shows a wild wolf stealing fish in a first possible use of a tool. Take a look at members of an indigenous government in British Columbia had placed traps to capture invasive green crabs. At least one wolf was spotted pulling the traps from the water, then tearing it apart to eat the fish inside. Scientists say this may be the first documented case of the animals using a tool.
That's amazing.
I love that.
I know we're getting to sports, but
you got to
that's wild.
see that. That's
That's a sport. That's pretty athletic.
That is athletic and
smart.
ingenious. They're like, forget this. I'm going for the fish right here.